Roman Reigns' status for massive upcoming WWE PLE finally revealed. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Roman Reigns' status for a major WWE PLE has finally been confirmed. The star has been doubtful for a while now after his Street Fighter schedule was revealed. The OTC has been more or less present on Raw before SummerSlam, but his status for Clash in Paris was not yet confirmed. The star has been feuding with Seth Rollins and his Vision Group, with Bronson Reed being a major target. Reed has constantly attacked Reigns and even stolen his shoes on a couple of occasions. Roman Reigns was viciously attacked 2 weeks ago on WWE Raw and was absent from last week's episode of the show. The former Universal Champion returned on the latest episode of Raw and took out both Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns confirmed for WWE Clash. In Paris, while an official announcement has yet to come from WWE, Roman Reigns will indeed be heading to Clash in Paris. The star emerged out of nowhere on the latest episode of Raw to take out Braun Breaker. While the big dog expected the OTC to emerge from the front, he came out of the back and nailed Breaker with a vicious spear. This resulted in Bronson Reed attacking Reigns, but the latter laid him out as well with a vicious Superman punch. This was not the ending to Raw Seth Rollins would have expected, as he himself fought CM Punk into the crowd and was nowhere to be seen. However, the night went from bad to worse pretty quickly, as JUSO then defeated Braun Breaker to win the Extreme Rules fight. Roman Reigns then entered the ring and hurled some words at Bronson Reed. He then stated, "See you in Paris." This was a clear indication that the OTC was heading to Clash in Paris and that he could be facing Bronson Reed at the PLE. Roman Reigns brings mayhem by costing Braun Breaker an Extreme Rules match on Raw, originally posted on First Sports by Viborpal, last updated August 19th, 2025, 5:36 a.m. AT. Roman Reigns delivered as advertised for this week's Raw in Philadelphia. He showed up in the dying minutes of the show amid an ongoing Extreme Rules match between his cousin, JUSO, and Braun Breaker deep into the matchup, when the unpredictable badasses was measuring USO up for a spear at ringside. Reigns' music hit, and he tricked Breaker. The OTC didn't take that walk down the aisle and clocked the former NXT champion with a spear near the hard cam area at ringside. Reigns followed it up with a Superman punch to Bronson Reed. The erstwhile Shield member then tossed a down-and-out Breaker inside the ring for USO to do the rest. The Yeet Man caught the Steiner descendant with a super kick and planted the latter with a frog splash through the table for the win. Reigns entered the ring after the match to lend a helping hand to USO, and the two of them basked in the adulation of the crowd. The tribal chief would then turn his attention toward Reed and was heard screaming at the Ozilla that he didn't fight for the shoes, but for championships. Having said that, the former undisputed WWE champion challenged the 330 pounds grappler for a match at Clash in Paris. The tribal thief seemingly accepted it and was willing to fight Reigns, but Paul Heyman precluded it from happening, alluding that it wasn't a wise decision last night. A showdown with Reed on August 31st will be Reigns' second-only singles match this year after the one he had with Solo Sikoa on Raw's Netflix premiere. What could be the endgame to Roman Reigns' current venture in WWE? The upcoming Bronson Reed hurdle for Roman Reigns is merely the tip of the iceberg. Even if the OTC one does get past him, a certain unprecedented badasses in Braun Breaker might be next in line to push Reigns to the limits. WWE indeed has a singles bout between Reigns and Breaker in the pipeline, and some in the company even view it as a future WrestleMania main event. While that may very well come to fruition soon, there's something else the fans have been waiting for, and that's nothing but a singles clash between Reigns and his former Shield brother, Seth Rollins. The two came oh so close to trading blows on Raw a few weeks ago, but the reigning world champ retreated. The head of the table has yet to avenge the pinfall loss he succumbed to at WrestleMania 41. At the marquee event, the Visionary got the 3 count over Reigns after Paul Heyman shockingly turned on his tribal chief in a 3-way also featuring CM Punk. The OTC would be gunning for revenge, but will have to deal with the two forces of nature that Rollins has assembled in the meantime. While it'd be too early to comment on it, WWE might get tempted to run Reigns versus Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at next year's WrestleMania, as the company does plan on having it at a future PLE per WrestleVotes. Will Roman Reigns disappear from WWE again after Clash in Paris? After earning his payday for Clash in Paris on August 31st, Roman Reigns will head to the sets of the Street Fighter movie. He's been cast to play the role of villain Akuma. PW Insider reported that the 40-year-old would begin filming on September 2nd and is expected to wrap up his portion by the week of September 26th. Will he immediately return to WWE television after that? There's no update on that front as of now. Moreover, Reigns is next advertised for Survivor Series, which is slated for November 29th in San Diego. But that doesn't mean WWE couldn't ask him to work the crown jewel PLE in Perth. On October 1, the company might need its biggest stars for staging its show in the land down under. Time will tell if that works out, but the fans can certainly rule out the tribal chief not being available for the TBA show on September 20th. It's rumored to be headlined by John Cena and Brock Lesnar. Congratulations to WWE's OTC1 Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns could be walking into a huge match at Clash in Paris. Ahead of the trip to France, congratulations are in order for the original tribal chief as he celebrates 15 years in WWE. Reigns made his televised debut in FCW back on August 19, 2010, when he was known as Roman Leakey and competed in a multi-man battle royal. A few months later, he was able to pick up the FCW Tag Team Championship with Mike Dalton before FCW was rebranded. He later became Roman Reigns in NXT. Reigns debuted on October 31st, 2012, under his new ring name, just a month before he was called up to the main roster as part of Survivor Series, and The Shield was born. Reigns was seen as the future of the company and was pushed hard as the breakout star of the group when it split back in 2014. It took Reigns another 6 years to develop his tribal chief character, which finally allowed him to take over WWE and hold the World Championship for 4 years. Will Roman Reigns take on Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris? WWE's European tour kicks off this week and will conclude in France next weekend. Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns have had issues for several months, with Reed getting the better of the OTC several times and even managing to steal his shoes. Reed is now taunting Reigns with his shoe la fala and calling himself the tribal thief, which has seemingly set up a match between the two men. Last night on Raw, Reigns was finally able to exact a small amount of revenge on Reed, which led to him shouting that he would see him in Paris. Reigns is expected to be in Birmingham for WWE Raw next Monday, where the match should be made official. WWE Monday Night Raw results: Naomi relinquishes world title, JUSO, Becky Lynch win, Roman Reigns makes special appearance. WWE Monday Night Raw results. The recent episode of WWE Raw aired on August 18th. Episode of Monday Night Raw took place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Vision opened the show alongside their oracle Paul Heyman, as Naomi addressed the crowd explaining her absence in the title defense match against Io Sky.